Hey, what's up, everybody? Truth Seeker here. Well, here is the part 2 of Agenda 21 that is finally now rolling out. I mean, it already was rolling out in small scales to, from the chemtrails and every other illegal dumping that's happening. But now they're fully going at it with the attacking on the waterways. They want to attack all the live, fresh drinking water that they can. That way, you have to go to them now for fresh water, potable water, drinking water. It's literally the same way they did it with the Department of Energy and everything. They banned anything else that could be used as fuel, or they got rid of it. And now that's exactly what they're going to try to do with water. Right now, concerned residents are raising alarms about what they are calling coordinated ecological sabotage, as lakes and rivers in Connecticut are said to be sprayed with Daiquat, I think is how you pronounce it, a very poisonous chemical that is prohibited in Europe just days after the 4th of July. The chemical's usage has been authorized by the state on the grounds that is intended to combat the invasive aquatic plant hydrilla. Now, this is literally happening actually in every single state, every city, every county. And every one of them has a different story of what they're doing. But it all boils down to they're trying to save some kind of an ecosystem is what the main story is. In this case, in Connecticut, they're saying they want to kill the hydrilla plant, which is bullshit. We know this is bullshit because it's killing fish and everything. Carl Higbie on Newsmax actually broke this down. I'm going to go ahead and play his clip here really quick so you can hear what he has to say about this in Connecticut.
What's the one thing every person on this planet has in common, regardless of nationality, skin color, political party, or anything else? Water. So why do we consistently have stories about our government spraying crap in it? You really want to make America healthy again? How about you stop spraying toxic pesticides in our water that kill darn near everything? RFK has been very vocal about this.
And then, of course, there's the chemical, the pesticides and these other kind of artifacts, the residues that are left in our food. And those are not, they're designed to kill plants and animals. And we're an animal, and our microbiome is filled with plants. So, we're literally eating poison.
Didn't stop Massachusetts from spraying an extremely potent pesticide called Daiquat last week. And Connecticut, my home state, is set to do it this coming Monday if we don't stop them. You and I may not be able to use this pesticide because there are shipping restrictions to Connecticut for it, amazingly enough. But Connecticut is about to spray multiple locations this coming Monday on July 7th. But it's not just Connecticut. Darn near every state uses it. Some have even had the wherewithal, though, to restrict it recently in certain waterways like California. Look, you guys know I'm a huge outdoorsman. I hunt and I fish and I spend basically any time I'm not here in this chair in nature. I live in Connecticut. That is run by Democrats who allegedly champion the environment. They ban plastic bags. We did a segment on banning gas leaf blowers last week. They entice and even tried to mandate electric vehicle use, wind farms, and alternative energy. The irony of which is that most of it is worse for the environment in the long run anyway. So if you claim to be the party of the environment, Democrats, why the hell are you spraying lakes, rivers, and waterways with Daiquat on Monday? I would just like to point out that from our available research, this is now apparently a Chinese-owned company, Syngenta, the prominent manufacturer of Daiquat-based products. It was acquired by China National Chemical Corporation, also known as ChemChina, in 2017. I mean, really? I don't want to have anything to do with China or have anything like them. I don't trust them with anything, because of the whole COVID lab leak thing. Also important to point out that China has destroyed their water supplies with pesticides, according to this peer-reviewed science journal. Their Yangtze River, which is the Chinese equivalent of basically the Mississippi River, is basically dead, in large part due, as you can see here, pesticides like Daiquat, with virtually no safety precautions. So what's Daiquat? Well, according to the registered Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, Quote, Diquat is a fast-acting herbicide that works by disrupting cell membranes and interfering with photosynthesis. It's a non-selective herbicide and will likely kill a wide variety of plants on contact. It does not move throughout the plant, so it will only kill parts of the plant that it contacts. Following treatment, plants will die within a week. Look, gasoline doesn't kill plants within a week. Roundup, glyphosate, none of these things kill plants within a week. It takes at least 2 for some of the worst ones, like glyphosate. And they say, oh, it only kills the parts of the plant that it contacts. Look at this. These guys, they're spraying it all over the open water, over trees, over animals, all kinds of other stuff. Here's a video, Texas-Louisiana border, Caddo Lake, where they are spraying this stuff. And within the following days, there were dead fish, there were dead turtles, all of this plant life, including trees, were killed. Look, they're just spraying it on the water right there. Not even on anything. Now, the DEEP, which is the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, ironically enough, they get mad at me if I spill a drop of oil on the ground, but they're listing a ton of studies on their website that is, this stuff is okay to be sprayed in our waterways. Look at these studies right here. Yeah, who funded those studies and who are they by, right? But if you click the first study and search the word safe, that word is not listed one time in 91 pages. Also important to note, how these people get approvals. RFK has also been all over this as well. He's asking the simple question, how did these things like yellow dye number 5 and red dye number whatever, that we know cause cancer and that are banned in other places, how do they get approved here in America? Pesticides are no different. Simple, it's actually 2 reasons. One, there is a revolving door of these companies and their regulatory agencies, just like Big Pharma. Here, look, Linda Fisher. She became the EPA deputy administrator under Bush, coming straight from Monsanto, one of the biggest pesticide companies in the world. Michael Taylor, FDA, formerly regulatory affairs related to pesticides and GMOs, also from Monsanto. Tom Vilsack, the Secretary of the United States Department of Agriculture, was known as Mr. Monsanto for his alignment with pesticide companies as governor of Iowa. Scott Pruitt, who became Trump's EPA administrator, his campaign for Oklahoma Attorney General relied heavily on donations from Dow Chemical. I mean, these are just a few. I can do this all day, but you need more evidence? That this leads me actually to the second part of how they get these approval. Here's last year's political donation from the American subsidiary of the Chinese-owned company that makes Diquat. Why is a company that makes pesticides donating $430,000 to politicians? Influence. Look, it's important to note for legal purposes, I'm not saying I have any direct evidence that this product causes death or cancer, but if the label says it causes death to membranes and cells, my assumption is that it's probably not great for you because we're also made up of membranes and cells. But I'd also like to point out the fact that the state of New Jersey saw fit to put this on their official website regarding this product. Here, Diquat bromine can affect you when breathed in and by passing through your skin. Exposure can irritate the eyes, nose, throat, and may cause nosebleeds. Great. Exposure to large amounts may cause severe poisoning with nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, tremors, convulsions, and even death. But here's Connecticut, spraying it in our waterways. I mean, round of applause, Ned Lamont. But should I really be surprised, considering that same governor bulldozed acres of his own property that was wetlands with no permits? They say the effects of this hydrilla plant that they're trying to get rid of, that they're targeting with this pesticide, could be damaging to the economy and waterways, and therefore we must eliminate it with this ridiculous pesticide. I mean, maybe, but who's weighing the damage of these chemicals? Seems to me a lot worse to killing an entire ecosystem across the entire country. I mean, for God's sake, they spray 300,000 pounds across this, nearly every state, almost every year. And sure, they have open forums, town forums where you can come in and have public comment on this before they do it, but they're not exactly vocal about when those happen. So unless you're glued to your local government website about this, you're never going to know these things are happening. And they count on that. You and I get a fine if we pollute a river or drive a truck through it. Anything. But the government can spray this junk with impunity in our water that you and I might swim in, or we may even drink, who knows. We're fishing in, we might be eating the fish from there. And we wonder why we have so much chronic illness in this country. This is part why. all to get rid of something that government biologists says is invasive and bad, because the government's never been wrong about anything before, right? COVID. And their solution is to, to save the environment, is to spray this toxic stuff and kill literally everything in it.
Now, it seems to me a funny coincidence that the nasty skank at the World Economic Forum, Rina Magazagi or whatever, Mazazuki, whatever the fuck her name is, it doesn't even matter. It's a man trying to pretend to be a woman, I think. But literally, just, said that this is going to be our next move since everything else didn't work.
That's also, of course, true with COVID, right? We are all only as healthy as our neighbor is on our street, in our city, in our region, in our nation, and globally. And did we solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. Climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well. Some understand it a bit. Some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times? And hopefully we won't keep failing on the other things, but anyway.
Fucking amazing, right? Fucking amazing. It says right here, this particular chemical is banned in Europe and highly toxic to humans and wildlife alike. I've heard landscapers refer to DeQuat as a nuclear option, the source added. There hasn't been much public education with the minimal media attention, and almost no discussion spraying notices have silently surfaced on official websites. Concerned locals say that agencies say DeQuat is required to control hydrilla. But there is an increasing suspicion that the story about the exotic plants is being used to support a large contract. And we already know what that contract is. It's literally them now assaulting the waters. They want to be the only resource. That way you have to beg them for it. That's how they've always been doing this. And this is literally the last, not the last yet, but it's the second step in Agenda 21 of what they were supposed to do. And that's destroy all natural drinking waters. Hey, what's up, everybody? Truth Seeker here. Well, I think now I am 100%, I feel confirmed that, besides the vaccines, the Agenda 21 is in full effect now. But here's the second stage of Agenda 21, which is literally poisoning live water supply. So that's all rivers, creeks, lakes. Here's someone that actually just caught it happening.
So I believe this is a lake in New Brunswick. Let's watch the video.
All right, everyone. I am at the head of the Miramichi River. Walking down, literally right in the middle. All right, we have people here. We've got people here. What's going on, boys? Hey, what's going on with the hazmat suits? We got people in the water. Well, it looks like they got some kind of a chemical here. We need a call out for everybody to get to Miramichi Lake, Miramichi River ASAP. What's going on?
Hey Wayne, how are you?
Gee, not you. Man, that breaks my heart.
I don't want to be here any more than you want me here.
Okay, what's going on?
They're doing their treatment today.
No, they're not. I'm going downstream of it. I'm going downstream. I don't care. Let's, yeah, this probably is pretty dangerous, but we're gonna turn that off. And if it's that dangerous, come on over. So, I got the poison. Put it in your canoe. They just started it. I got it shut off in time. Don't breathe it in though, Pete. So, explain now what's going on.
We don't have anything to do with this treatment.
Why he's here?
We're just here to make sure they don't get hurt, these two people.
I'm not here to hurt them. I'm just not going to let them poison the lake.
I know, I met you the other day. I don't think you're a bad person. That's the only reason I'm here, okay?
Okay, so, boys, we've literally got a ton of people on the way right now. So unless you do want a confrontation, like, man, I've got this going viral pretty much. I'd best, I would say, skedaddle. Ben, that's not a threat. I'm just telling you, I know how it works. Huh? No, I'm just telling you, if you don't want a confrontation, then it's best to leave, right? It's not a threat, it's just the way it is.
What's your intentions, Wayne?
Not to let them poison.
I'm standing here. What do you, okay. What do you want me to do? I'm responsible for these two guys.
They're not getting hurt right now, are they?
No.
Okay.
That's my concern.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to be hurt. Where are you at, Illinois?
Let's go down past them, Pete, and then they can't poison any further down. I know they don't, but I'm just saying, this way here, we're down past where yous are. I already see one dead fish right there. Oh, there you go. Did you get a holler out to Andrea? All right, people, we need you here. Okay, I knew you'd be on your way. We got backup coming, man. We're gonna flood this river full of people, not poison. Yeah, there's a few dead fish that. Yeah, I know, there's some floating right around here. Sneaky buggers. Yeah, don't touch the water, Pete. Got dead fish just in the matter of time of them putting just a little bit in, and there's already at least 50 dead fish that we can see.
Come on over, Wayne.
No, I'm not coming over. You can talk from there.
That chemical there, they consider that like theft, okay?
Oh.
So here's the thing. That
I didn't take it out of your hand, sitting on the rock, man.
So what? Just so you know that, okay? Now, I'm making the decision here that we're pulling the pin here,
Okay.
and we have to go down anyway, okay? Like that's, we're pulling the pin here, okay? We're leaving. So, ideally, I'd like to take that with us,
You can pick it up at site if you want.
okay? Fair enough.
Yeah, that work? And then that
All I'm telling you is just they're considering it a step, okay? That's all I can tell you. I'm not gonna try to wrestle it from your boat or you know what I mean? All I'm telling you is these two guys and us are heading down, okay?
how far down?
But we have to go out.
I know, but how far out? Where did you just come in at?
From a river,
I know, but where at down there?
right at the mouth of this Lake Brook.
So you just came in at the mouth of Lake Brook. So everybody, they came in at the mouth of Lake Brook. We will follow them on down to make sure that nothing else goes on.
So that's all I'm saying. We're going, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna get them to tidy their stuff up here, whatever they have.
That's going to take us a few minutes. We'll start right away.
Yeah.
I'd just like to register, I'm concerned for my safety. They're saying they're going to follow us down. They've been very threatening. They've already taken very damaged product and taken stuff from us.
I know Ben, okay?
Yeah, I've met Wayne many times there. I don't think you need to be concerned about physical violence towards yourself.
Yous are the guys that are packing, okay? We just got phones.
I think what you need to do, Tom, is get your things however you need to clean up here, and we're going, okay?
So Ben, man to man, like you know, it really breaks my heart to see here. Now, if you give me your word that you're going down this river, are you going to allow them to poison anymore today? Is there any other people here besides these two guys? Because if we run into other people, that's just going to cause more tension. We don't want tension, okay?
I'm just responsible for these two guys, Wayne.
Okay,
You got my word, these two guys will not do anything else today.
okay.
They don't have the poison.
All I can tell you is those two guys, I'm here for these two guys, that's it.
Okay, so Ben, if you want to come pick that up after, you're more than welcome to come pick it up. You, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, man, we've got a pile of people coming, and if it's anyone other than you, I just don't want to have that problem. So. Yeah, you can hear some dead fish just dying, literally.
Excuse me, Wayne, for just a second.
My pants just reek of that stuff. Okay, somebody call Andrea's phone and have her get down here, please.
That's more than enough. Can we do it later?
They want to arrest me, Pete.
Are you headed back up, Wayne?
We're gonna. How far down is it? Because
Long way,
it's a long ways. Well,
and it's a rough way. You got my word. These guys are not doing anything else today. Okay? I've been told to tell you, like, my supervisors are telling me that, and they want me to arrest you. We'll do it later, okay? We'll deal with this later. I don't want to get in a fight here today. I don't want to get in any problems, okay? If you want me to come and get that from you later, I will.
Okay, what's your number so I can call you?
My phone number?
Yeah, so anybody that's on here, give me, write this down for me because I don't have a pen.
I'll give you my card, Wayne. Okay?
Yeah, just place it on the rock then.
I will.
All right.
I have a business card in my thing, okay?
Okay. So anyway, what are the effects of this stuff since I'm soaked in it?
That stuff is to save an ecosystem from a dangerous.
No, that stuff's to kill an ecosystem. I'm asking you, what are the effects on a human?
You don't have a shred of evidence for that. Tom. Stop. And what you do is just your last thing here, Tom. Get in your boat, head as fast as you can downriver, okay? Yeah, I'll grab it. Yep. Hello? Hello. Not yet. I'm holding that so it can go. Your whole shape? Yeah. Yeah, well, that eventually. No danger.
Then why are you wearing hazmat suits?
Well, just what we're dealing with concentration. It's the permit now. That's when you deal with the pesticide. That's what you have to do.
So then why are you posting signs if it's no danger to humans?
It's all part of just safe and stuff like that. You asked me, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. I'm asking questions too, right?
Yeah, head out. Answer your phone on the way. Just leave.
Somebody coming with us?
Yeah, we're going. You your stuff and go. I'll be down in a minute, okay?
I can't. We have. Oh, I can't speak on that right now. Sorry to the lads that are messaging.
You want me to give you my card?
Yeah, leave it right there, Ben.
I'd appreciate it, Wayne, if I just don't want my phone ringing off the hook is all. But this is my card. Maybe you could call me and make arrangements to get that later. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Sorry we see each other under these circumstances again, but again, we don't have anything to do with this chemical. We're just here to make sure those guys are not getting hurt, okay? As you can see, they're going, okay? I'm going to get my lunchbox and I'm going to, okay?
All right, Ben.
They're just going to poison us the way down.
You got my word, those two, they won't do anything. Okay? You got my word on it, okay?
All right, Ben, you better be a man of your word.
Well, I've got to go down there, so.
And literally, no, I'm not even, all jokes aside, like, I can smell that stuff reeking off of my jeans. So, you know, I got to get out of these jeans.
I understand.
You have a canoe here, Ben?
Way down there. It's so shallow that it's way down there.
Okay.
I'll see you later, okay, Wayne?
I'm sure you will. Okay. So everyone, they're way down at Lake Brook. So they got word to arrest me. But he said he's not doing it here. You grab that card for me. So hey, this is, they only got about 2 gallons of poison in before I got here. So anyway, and 2 gallons of poison already killed at least 50 some fish. So this is bad stuff. We need you here. There's not much else that I can do here where they're going down the river. So we're gonna head back out. But yeah, folks, we need you here at Miramichi Lake.
People got to understand that Agenda 21 is a real 100% thing that they have in plan. And I'm going to play just a short clip of it, but I'll give you a link to the actual full video of it in the description below.
20th century, we were just 1.6 billion people. Now, 2019, we are 7.6 billion people. Now, they are saying by 2050 we will be 9.6 billion people. Why are we making these predictions? Why don't we have a plan? Why don't we say in the next 50 years we will be 4.5 billion people? Are we willing to address this? This is what needs to be addressed. It may look like there are many problems, but actually there is only one problem. We are nice, but we are just too many. This we need to understand. There is no space for any other creature to live on this planet simply because we are so many and our footprint is so big.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
That's also, of course, true with COVID, right? We are all only as healthy as our neighbor is on our street, in our city, in our region, in our nation, and globally. And did we solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. You know, climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well. Some understand it a bit. Some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times? And hopefully we won't keep failing on the other things, but anyway.
a disturbing text that outlined the depopulation agenda that would be implemented by Klaus Schwab's World Economic Forum in decades to come.
The planet can support something like 1 billion people, maybe 2 billion, depending on how much liberty and how much material consumption you want to have. If you want more liberty and more consumption, you have to have fewer people. And conversely, you can have more people. I mean, we could even have 8 or 9 billion probably if we have a very strong dictatorship, which is smart. It's, unfortunately, you never have smart dictatorships. They're always stupid. So, but if you had a smart dictatorship and a low standard of living, you can have it. But we want to have freedom and we want to have a high sentence, so we're going to have 1 billion people. And we're now at 7, so we have to get back down. I hope that this can be slow, relatively slow, and that it can be done in a way which is relatively equal.
All right, what you're seeing behind me are active wildfires as identified by satellite. Now this is on Weather Underground. You can go, you can set the layers, and you can choose to pull this up. Now I saw this video going on TikTok of this girl going through this, showing the world burning. And I had to go check for myself because I just wanted to verify and make sure. And it was true. All of what you're seeing here are active fires happening presently. And look at Europe. I mean, I've never seen this before. This amount of activity. This is all climate change, right? I mean, look at Africa. Are they okay? Really? Because that is insane. And just wait, we're going to go over to South America next. We're going to take a little hop over the pond. And look at that. I'm sorry, this just doesn't seem normal to me. What do you think?
Hey y'all, Myra here. So take a look at this crazy video. This just happened today, May 26th in Chile. So quick backstory, a man was in his apartment and he heard 5 explosions and then his electricity went out. He ran to his balcony to see what was going on or to see if he could see anything, and he happened to catch the 6th explosion. It looks like a laser beam, y'all. A laser beam. Is this some sort of super advanced technology we have no idea about? Is it some sort of government testing?
This is going to be a multi-year recovery. It's going to take essentially years to rebuild Lahaina, which was destroyed. But we will build it back better, and we'll build it back proudly.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
My plan to build back better.
Herein lies the dilemma that we all face. Let me illustrate. Improved public health has caused the world's infant mortality rate to decline by 60% over the last 40 years. In the same period, the world's average life expectancy has increased from 46 years in 1950s to 63 years today. This is a development which, as individuals, we can only applaud. However, the result of these positive measures is a world population that has risen during the same short period of time geometrically to almost 6 billion people and could easily exceed 8 billion by the year 2020. The negative impact of population growth on all of our planetary ecosystems is becoming appallingly evident.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations when we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
The Earth Summit Environmental Leadership Act, as this is known, presents us with an opportunity to follow up on the important work of the Earth Summit to develop its blueprint, Agenda 21, for global environmental action. HCON Res 353 outlines a comprehensive national strategy for sustainable development in accordance with the principles of Agenda 21 to be coordinated under the leadership of a specific office and at the direction of a high-level government official. The resolution also urges the United States to identify and initiate further agreements to protect the global environment and to support the creation of a high-level United Nations Sustainable Development Commission headed by an Undersecretary General. Third and lastly, the President is urged to report to Congress on the progress made on with this action. HCON Res 353 is supported by the administration. I have been in contact with the appropriate offices of the State Department and have incorporated their suggestions into the resolution. The 71 co-sponsors of this measure include one-half the members of the Foreign Affairs Committee and all of the House delegates to the Earth Summit. It is also supported by the major United States non-governmental organizations concerned with the environmental issues. The Earth Summit presented world leaders with an opportunity that should not be lost. We must now embark on a new course that will sustain our planet and its resources for the benefit of future generations. This resolution calls on the United States to assert its leadership to achieve this goal. I urge my colleagues to support this resolution. Thanks again to the members of the Foreign Affairs Committee for their recognition of the importance and timeliness of this resolution. We must make the promise of Rio a reality. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What do you guys think about all this? Don't leave your thoughts in the comments below or join the discussion that we have on the news site. And I'll leave the link in below for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. You know, climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well. Some understand it a bit. Some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times? And hopefully we won't keep failing on the other things, but anyway.